When you came to the climate exchange today, you walked by this ice here, which came from Greenland, from the inland ice sheet where it fell into the ocean. We brought it here to show you what is it that you're actually talking about.
We have brought 24 of these beautiful icebergs from Greenland here to London. And as we speak, the Greenland ice sheet is losing equivalent to 10,000 of these every second.
The big cities like London and the big summits like today need to step up, but they need to take action. They need to turn thinking into doing. How do you take something which essentially can be really abstract, like the climate, like global warming, how do you make it tangible? Here, you can put your hand on the Greenland ice sheet, you can touch it, you can smell it, you can hug it if you want. And in that way, art can make something explicit which is otherwise quite abstract. Let me come in with a piece of ice for you. I think it's like 50,000 years old, right? And now in your hands, it's gonna melt in half an hour. Okay, see you inside. Hello everyone. So I thought we'll just start out by making a small work of art together, collaborating. So it just comes from outside. I'm going to pass it around. I'm going to see if you're on the back row. I hope you'll get it too. I'm going to start down here. I'm going to go to the row, one row back. You might have to stand up and get it from the other one, right? We're going to send it all the way to the back. So when you hold it, as I just said, you have 50,000 years of frozen water. So if it drips, it's not actually, it's so clean, right? Back then, there was not a lot of pollutant in there. If you pay attention to the small bubbles here, you will see that these tiny bubbles actually has the air. That's how we know what the air was like back then. It has the air from back then. If you listen to it, I mean, kind of need to pass it on for them to also enjoy it, right? But if you listen to it, and I'm quite serious, it is popping. Because the pressure of the air is so intense that once it comes up to the surface, it sort of pops, right? So please listen to what the ice is telling you. So let me start passing it out. See, that's what an artist does for you, right? Taking something from talking, from thinking into doing. It's a good look for that. And take your time. It's not going to melt that fast, so just take your time. The next speaker might be disturbed by you. But anyway, as I said, it's very important for me to turn something which is, we talk about it, and it's very often, as it was just said, hard to take something which we keep thinking about, we read about it, we see it on the media, and then you start to feel, oh, is that really my lifetime, my area, is it me? And then, of course, my idea as an artist working in the culture sector is that we can take that science and make it explicit. We can show that thinking and doing is actually connected. This we started thanks to Bloomberg Philanthropy and the UN in Paris for the COP21 in Paris 3 years ago, as he said. We're doing it again here now. This is the card to which we're hoping to inspire a civic clarity about what does this do. I met a person yesterday who said, oh, yeah, it makes me want to cry. And I said, don't cry. That's not what we need. That's not going to solve anything. But interestingly, we had a school class down here, and together with the scientists with I collaborated, Minik Rosen, we were talking to the kids, and they suddenly got all involved. It was very interesting, and they said, we went from ice to energy, energy to wind to sun, and they said, where do you put the solar panel when it's out of energy? Right? So it's so interesting that it takes a little while for kids to sort of get, no, I said, you harvest energy from the sun, so when the solar panel is hungry, you put the sun, then it gets fed up again, and then it's happy again. And in that sense, these things on the street, or the sort of idea of a public discussion, an agora in the city, collaborating with the city and the mayor's office, we can have conversations where the civic movement can also start, where people who feel maybe even excluded or alienated or not a part of this discussion, they are able to also contribute and so on. We collaborated again the city, we have it at the Tate, 24 blocks as you saw, 6 blocks down here. I want to end with a small piece of data for you. It's going quite slow, so you also, no, I'm just saying that. No, it's okay. No, I'm saying you should take your time. Just to add one element of data, a little bit of science that Monique actually told me. So there's 6 blocks down here, right? These blocks here. If you now take 10,000 of those, then in order to explain the melt of the ice cap of Greenland, 10,000 of those, I mean like this one, not this one, the big one, melts every second on an average all year, day and night. Right? So this is the scale we are up against in Greenland alone. As you saw yesterday, a significant piece of writing came out on the Arctic, the Antarctic, right? The melting of the Antarctic, which is on a larger scale even this. This is 20, 30, 50,000 years old. This ice here is a teenager compared to one in Antarctic, which might be up to several 100,000, maybe even 1 million years old. Right? So that's the one melting there. See, this is really all for me. I encourage you to take yourself down to the ice and just take a little pause, put your hand on it, don't hesitate to lick it. You can, should you wish, smell it. What you smell is the air 20,000 years ago. And I'm not kidding. This is, if you take a carbon measure and you hold it to the ice, the 2 centimeter closest to the ice is the air from back then. And if you want to try to smell it, you can quite literally sniff it in if you want. See, that's it. I thank you all. Please enjoy the ice.